Salutations! Searching4Rankings Episode 7 is all about this kick-ass demo of Marvel Comic Invasion on Steam. If you've even remotely had positive thoughts about Shredder's Revenge after playing that game, this demo's for you. 2 levels, 9 characters to choose from. Healthy enough time for me to list from worst to best all 9 playable characters in this demo. Now keep in mind, this is just my personal opinion and preference. Yours may vary. It's also a single-player experience in my case. No telling what the full game will be like. No telling what multiplayer will be like. This is just as it stands to me right now, demo-wise. Number 9 is She-Hulk. Way too big a target, way too slow to get in a game that rewards super meter for constantly hitting her combo moves people away. Good stun on her charge attack, but again, my main issue is that she's too big and slow a target. Pick only if you like fourth wall breakage. Her second attack is a grapple, but there's a character I thought brings that to the table much better in comparison. Number 8, Rocket Raccoon. A smaller target, but smaller in damage. He can play the keep away game with his basic attack, but the numbers only do half the damage a normal melee hit would, as the trade-off. His jump attack is a bounce, which can annoy and harass enemies only long enough until you get anti-aired out of it. Random bombs. Very slow to pull out the super. I've missed with it way too many times to really recommend this character outside of maybe good support in multiplayer. Number 7, Phyla-Vell. Good combo, garbage jump attack unless you're flying, and then you get the big combo with that in the air. She's meant to be in the middle of the screen so her combo can wail away at enemies, implying that most enemies will come to her for that to work. Bosses I've struggled with even harder. Very fast reload on her one projectile, which you can hit that button again to go into like a dash hit and close the gap. It does onset burn damage, but there's way better options for that as well. Number 6, Storm. Another candidate for support. Good reach with her melee, but very slow projectile, very slow charged attack. Might have the best super? It's random, but it covers the most ground, I've noticed. Her dive attack hits multiple times that puts her above the others I've already spoken about. Number 5, Venom. A better version of She-Hulk in that he can also grapple, has a web snare with his charged normal to pull people in and then just throw them around. His combo doesn't put enemies out of reach like She-Hulk either. He himself has decent reach on his opening normal strike. Nowhere near as big a target as She-Hulk and faster at getting in. My only issue was his web swing attack, a little hard to land, albeit easier to make contact than the number 4 pick. Overall, a better version of She-Hulk and a slightly more grappler-oriented version of number 4, Spider-Man. Very fast, gets in, his web jump and swing lets him sail across the screen. Like Venom, it is hard to hit enemies that are solely flying types. Better options for that, in my opinion. But he can get in Melee God, plus he's got projectile web ball to fall back on, 5 of them to load in, and can stun enemies with, keeping him where you want them, so you can go in and melee him. So he's good for single play and support. Fans of this character will not be disappointed. Number 3, Captain America. He has the ability to hold down his attack and reflect projectiles. This alone gives him a bit of more of an edge over those pesky enemies. His guard does the same thing. His shield throw bounces and boomerangs. His jump attack knocks enemies down, the better to close the gap, and when they get up, you can just melee them in. He just lacks a bit of range when it comes to melee, and he may not have the best super to fall back on, but he's a solid pick, and he's my bronze medal. Number 2, Wolverine. Truly the best at what he does. Get in melee. I've gone through playthroughs not even remembering I even have a second attack, which is this leaping on their back and stabbing attack. Worked for him greatly in all those Capcom versus fighters. Save this for bosses. Beetle Gut worked, while Taskmaster, I had to wait until he drew through his shield and got that away from him before the grapple could work. I've mostly just been jabbing at enemy groups with his reach and kept away from the Beetle boss fight fairly well with hits. Great dive jump attack to bounce flyers, hits pretty damn quickly. It also keeps enemies close to combo to death. You can just bounce them over and over again. Way, way better than Rocket Raccoon. Paired very well with my number 1, Nova. Trades away the reach Wolverine has, but is still very fast to get in. He really shines with 3 fast projectiles that hit multiple enemies on screen and knocks down. I have killed the most flying one-hit yellow insects in the first level and made the elevator segment with the AIM soldiers almost a complete afterthought. My personal recommendation for a single player, if you're playing this for the first time, Wolverine and Nova. Might be my team when the full game comes out, but then again, there's going to be more characters I might want to... Again, this is just the demo. I fully suspect the full game to have those team-up passive power-ups that I love in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or more recently, Marvel Rivals. Because what's Wolverine without an X-Men boost by picking Storm as your second? Or a fastball special that you get to have with She-Hulk launching Wolverine. The full game will have 15 to choose from, most likely as a start. Would have liked to see Iron Man in action as one of my Marvel Ultimate Alliance mains, but I'm more than satisfied with what I got. I think I spent a longer time in this demo than I did in Marvel Rivals. I suck. He's going to be joined by, according to Wikipedia, Beta Ray Bill, Black Panther, Phoenix, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and the Silver Surfer. With Marvel, I suspect a character select with DLC to perhaps reach current fighting game levels of roster and options. But what do you think? Agree or disagree with the rankings? Who do you want to see in the full game? For a beat-em-up, I personally feel that Iron Fist and Luke Cage should fit in perfectly. But that'll do for this episode of Searching for Rankings. Go check out that demo, seriously. Until next time, take care, and thanks for watching.